Okay, everyone, welcome back. Let's start with Prosecutor Team, 5 minutes to make your final remarks. And then the Defendant Team will make their last remarks for 5 minutes. Please have no more questions or any argumentations towards the other teams. And then the justices will start to talk and come to their final conclusions. Okay, so can we start with the prosecuting team?
Okay, so I will start and Uj will maybe just conclude our make a conclusion for our team. So I will start first. So as like last period, the Juan said he mentioned about the JS versus Blue Mountain School, which is about one student parodying the profile of her principal on myspace.com. But at this point, are you sure your research was clear? Before answering my question, I think you have to see once again the internet, because here's the point that just like the JS versus Blue Mountain School, layshock versus hermitage was similar case that layshock parodied and make a fake profile of the principal of the school on myspace.com, just like the JS versus Blue Mountain School. And in addition, I'm sure that you also searched on the internet about this case and looked up for JS versus Blue Mountain School because it was just an associated search term. However, it seems like you didn't look and prepare for this court case deeply, so that you're just claiming the fake information as your claim in this holy court, okay? And that makes your rebuttal to non-effects on our team's opinion. And now Uj will conclude.
Okay, so the conclusion is that we are asked to determine if a school district can punish a student for expressive conduct that originated outside of the schoolhouse, did not disturb the school environment, and was not related to any school-sponsored event. And we hold that under these circumstances, the First Amendment prohibits the school from reaching beyond the schoolyard to impose what might otherwise be appropriate discipline. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Just a reminder, the defendant team, you guys can make your last remarks. However, you guys aren't going to be answering to Sungmin's accusations because we're just making final remarks now, okay? Go ahead.
So I will make the additional arguments. So in last class, the prosecutor teams steadily mentioned the First Amendment and free speech to protect the layshock. However, according to the Supreme Court, the U.S. Constitution protects the free speech. However, there are some exceptions. And one of the exceptions is first statement of fact, which states that first information that is made knowingly, and the libel and slander laws also fall under this category. And because in his parody, layshock links the principal to drugs, alcohol, and prostitutes in his parody. So it means that both libel and first information is included in his parody, that we think the First Amendment and free speech cannot protect layshock legally.
Okay, so let me make a final comment. So Songmin and prosecutor guys, I'm sorry that I didn't make a full research. It was just a comment from my teammates. So, and it was my order to make my comment. So yeah, I just made my comment. And to make my final comment for our team, layshock, he as a defendant of the school district, we think that layshock made a behavior which might be considered inappropriate in school, legally and morally. As Minyoung said, it might be illegal because the Constitution, the first one, was that freedom of speech does not include false statements. So yeah, if we consider layshock's behavior false statement in the parody, it might be illegal. So please be sure to have that in mind. And yeah, I'm also sorry for my mistake of not making a full research. So yeah, that was our final comment of our team. And yeah.
Okay, thank you. So now justices will have 10 minutes. If you guys come to a conclusion earlier than that, just let me know. You guys will have time to deliberate and talk about your decisions. And then after 10 minutes, you guys can present your final decisions. Okay, you may begin.
Okay. So I will go first with my opinions on this case. So I think the Constitution is first because I am a very conservative person. So my opinion to this case is that layshock has no problem with anything because the first Constitution, the freedom of speech, grants his rights to speak and share his thoughts on anywhere. And second, we cannot exclude that school acted too much to layshock by its personal resentment. Like, I think I heard that the attorney team, the Juan's team, said that the layshock like gave some damage to image of the principal, but the image of principal is, I think, kind of like personal resentment. So I think, and also the school has no like clear law or right to punish students on off-campus behavior. So I think this is a abuse of power of school. Yeah, so these are my opinions on the case. And others?
In my opinion, even like although the students acts did not give the like immediate damage to the school due to the like nature of the platform, characteristic of the platform, MySpace. The students is writing or the parody can be exposed to many random people, even if the student do not intend it. So the parody can be spread on the internet at some point, and it can cause continuous damage to the image of schools and principal for time. So I think the punishment to the students is justifiable, and the school no longer needs to provide an opportunity to justify the actions. Yeah.
Then I'll talk about my opinion about this case. I personally highly support the First Amendment and the freedom of speech. And by this, the layshock's case was not school-sponsored. However, I personally want to think that this case, that the school was appropriate in giving layshock the discipline, because what the attorney team has mentioned about having the violation of personality rights and violating the school's principles and school disciplines, other rules. So I personally want to say that this case, layshock, is justifiable to receive such kind of punishments from the school.
Okay, so then we three all talked about our opinions, and two of us are agreeing with layshock. So school's punishment to layshock is okay. So we then we can like follow majority. So it's 2 versus 1. Then our justices are having decision or final decision of school was right to punish layshock, I guess. And is it right to other justices?
Then could you guys come up with a majority opinion as well as Jonghyun, can you state your dissenting opinion? So Serin and Hajun, are you guys both in agreement with all the reasons why you guys chose to be in favor of the school?
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay.
So can we talk about the case, like, can we debate more? Because I have some more reasons to talk about.
Go ahead.
So, like, as I said, the parity of the students can give the continuous damage to the school, and in addition, as long as the students has been belonged to the school, there is no physical restriction on where the school regulation apply. So the school have the proper rights to punish students for the behavior, for the action. So as time goes by, the physical damage to the schools is likely to increase. So I think the punishment is still justifiable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Justice Hajun and Serin is not convinced.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
No.
No.
Yeah. No.
Then Chief Justice Hajun, could you make the final decision?
Final decision. So Serin and Jonghyun is making same opinions, right? I guess.
No.
No.
No, I'm in the same opinion with Chonghyun. That I highly support the First Amendment and the freedom of speech. However, but that does not contend to this case.
Right. So I'm like so both of them are favored in the school's position, and I am in the layshocks, right?
So you would be in favor of, so this is the prosecuting team is standing up for the student side. So you guys need to make a decision whether it is right for Layshock, the student, to sue the school. Was he unjustly punished for his actions?
No.
So he was justly punished.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Jonghyun agrees. And Hajun, what is your opinion?
Well, my opinion is that the Constitution grants layshocks rights to speech and share thoughts. So I think layshock was unjustly got the punishment from school, but other two justices are saying that and proving that no, that the school was right to punish layshock. So I think we have to make final decision by following majority, the
Okay.
two of them.
So could you just make a statement on the majority opinion and then Hajun's dissenting opinion? Maybe Serin could say the majority opinion statement.
For the majority opinion of Chonghyun and I think we both support that layshock's punishment was justifiable, and we want to we state that layshock was justifiable to getting the punishment and getting disciplined by the school.
Why?
Because of his violations of personal rights, where what he uploaded on the MySpace website was false. There were all false contentions, and there was all false statements about the principal, where it's like all violating the school principles and school disciplines and also the school laws. So he has misbehaved from school law. So the school should have been punishing layshock with the school laws to him.
Okay, thank you. Hajun, can you state your dissenting opinion?
Dissenting opinion. So I opposite with other two justices because I think the layshock was another person to get a punishment by his behavior because he did act that other like parody on the off campus, and also there is no clear law or proven papers of granting schools rights to punish students outside of the school, and also the attorney team said that well that profile parody can be a violation or like bad thing to the principal's image and school's image, but well that didn't gave a direct damage or physical damage, and also the thinking by principal's image that can be a personal resentment, so it can be there is a possibility of school using their powers by only like based on their favor. So that means there's can be a abuse of power, and like beside all, the first constitution grants layshock the speech of freedom of speech. So I support layshock's right of speaking and making some other opinions and thoughts. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for your input and your attention in today's trial. We've come to the final decision that layshock was justly punished by the school, and that his accusations against the school would not be filed, basically taken into account of. Okay, so that is the end for today. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone. And I'll see you guys next class.